is up, everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, the Detroit Lions went out and worked out a cornerback, and it looks like they may have worked out 3 secondary players because they need to. Let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out DoseOfDion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know DoseOfDion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Welcome, everybody, to another video. Glad you guys are here. And today, man, we are going to be discussing this cornerback situation, kind of the secondary situation, but specifically the cornerback position right now. Because even though it didn't seem like this could happen, after 1 week of football, we are completely depleted, and it is not good. Currently, I'm working on my game plan video for next week against the Green Bay Packers. As you guys can see, it is hashtag Pack Week, baby. So I'm working on my game plan against the Green Bay Packers, how the Lions are going to stop the Packers, what they're going to do defensively, what happened to the Vikings. Guys, that's coming out soon. I watched the entire Week 1 game of the Packers and Vikings. I got some good stuff here, okay? I got some good stuff. And honestly, I think my game plan last week was pretty darn good, but we're just mainly focusing on defense for the part 1. However, we need to talk about this cornerback position because actually me and T talked about it this morning, actually on the phone. It's pretty darn bad. It is pretty darn bad here. And it didn't seem like this would happen, at least not in week 1, but it did. First off, you go out into the week, Jeffrey Okudah's injured. He's got a hamstring injury. Okudah's not going to play. Okay. Then all of a sudden, you're doing pretty well defensively. I know we were giving up some chunk plays. We were giving up some yards. But honestly, it's been like that pretty much Matt Patricia's entire career as defense coordinator. But we held them to 6 points. Throughout 3 quarters, we gave up 6 points defensively. You can win games like that. You're going to be okay. We jump out 23-6. We're doing fine. All of a sudden, the fourth quarter comes around. We collapse. Boom, we lose this game. Now, it's not all on the cornerback position, but it is a very, very important position for the Detroit Lions. When you play a lot of dime, I think maybe the most dime in the league, you play tons of nickel. You have all these defensive backs on the field. Majority of your snaps, you have more than 5 defensive backs on the field. You need your secondary players on the field. And we saw that last night, just Desmond Trufant alone. Look at this stat. This is a very simple stat. I mentioned in my last video. It's a very simple stat, but it's a very important one. The Lions against Trubisky. Trubisky was 11 for 25 for 150 yards and no touchdowns with Desmond Trufant on the field. Trufant, Coleman go down near the end of the third quarter. Guess what happens? Mitchell Trubisky finishes the game 9 for 11, over 90 yards passing, and 3 touchdowns. That is big. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal because that shows you how important the cornerback position is. It's not necessarily that Matt Patricia doesn't know what he's doing defensively. It's that, hey, we have no one out there in possibly the most important position on the defense side of the ball. There's a reason the Lions stacked the cornerback group because you have to. There's a reason we didn't just say, hey, let's just rock with Amani and Trufant because we need the depth. And now we need it even more because we have no Okudah. Justin Coleman and Desmond Trufant both go down with hamstring injuries, which, as T said this morning, if it's anything like Okudah's injury, you're probably going to mix and miss next week. You're probably not going to get back within a week. For NFL players, most of the time, it takes longer than a week to heal from this. So if these are legit hamstring injuries, and assuming they are, you're probably not going to have Coleman or Trufant for week 2. You're just probably not. So the Lions have to bring in somebody. The Lions have to bring in probably some cornerbacks because you're probably not going to have those 2 guys. Will you get Jeff back? Maybe. Will he be limited? Jeff Okudah didn't play in week 1. Let's just assume Okudah even comes back. Let's assume he's good to go. He comes back. You have him and Amani. You have him as Amani's number 2, 1 and 2. Then you have Tony McRae and Darryl Roberts. That is who's healthy. That is who's healthy. If Okudah's not there, you have 3 cornerbacks healthy. You have 3 healthy, and that's how the Lions had to finish off last game. That's a huge problem. McRae gave up 2 touchdowns near the end there. Look, I like McRae for special teams. He shouldn't be your starter. He shouldn't be one of your top cornerbacks, but he has to be right now. He had to be at the end there. So we need to fix this cornerback group. And with all these injuries, I mean, honestly, our look couldn't have been any worse here. 3 of your top 4 cornerbacks are down already. How does that happen? Like, what team has to deal with that? That's crazy. So we have to go bring in somebody. This morning, we get the news that Lions are working out 3, it seems like, defensive backs. We only got to know who one of those players were, at least as of now, and that's Jaylen Watkins. We're going to talk about Jaylen Watkins a little bit. We're also going to talk about some other free agents that are available and potentially the thought of maybe promoting a guy like D. Virgin from practice squad to the active roster, which may be the move. That may be necessary heading into week 2. So let's talk about it. Lions work out Jaylen Watkins. Jaylen Watkins is familiar with Corey Unlin. He was with Corey back in his Philadelphia days. Jaylen Watkins was drafted for Philadelphia in the 4th round out of Florida. So Jaylen Watkins is a guy that can play both the cornerback position and the safety position. He's 5'11", 194 pounds. Last season he was with the Chargers. He played more of the strong safety position. He's 28 years old, so he's been in the league for a little bit, but he's never been that consistent in the league. He's bounced around a ton. In 2014, he was with Philadelphia. He was released. Then he signed with the Bills practice squad. Then he was brought back by Philadelphia for a second stint. He's brought back by Philadelphia off of their practice squad to their roster. They use him. They need him for the Super Bowl. He's a depth cornerback for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's there in 2017. In 2017, he takes 16% of the snaps defensively. 2016, 38% of the snaps defensively. Then all of a sudden, he's brought in by the Chargers after a 2018 season that was not a season at all because of an ACL tear. He's brought in by the Chargers for 2019. 2020, which is this year, he signs a 2-year deal with Houston, but that doesn't work out, and he is once again released September 5th. So now, once again, he's a free agent. So he has not found any consistent playing time. He can play both the safety and cornerback position. Last year at the safety position, which is the only season we have advanced stats for, he allowed 29 of his 24 targets to be completed for 82.8%, a 119 pass rating. He also had 3 missed tackles on the season. Those aren't great, but again, it's safety, not cornerback. So he can play that position. He's familiar with Corey Unlin, so I'm sure that's why the Lions are working him out. At least one of the 3 players that they're working out. We don't know who the other guys are. But the Lions are probably going to have to bring in somebody. They're probably going to have to, unless these guys can get healthy. And that's a big problem heading into week 2 against Aaron Rodgers and Green Bay Packers, who are coming off a game where they scored 43 points. And again, we'll get into that game in my game plan video, so don't worry. That game video is coming soon. We'll break that all down. But the cornerback position, possibly the most important position for Matt Patricia's defense, is completely depleted. I mean, it is completely scrapped, man. It is crazy how fast this happened. And if Trufant and Coleman can't go, even if Okudah can go, you're still going to need to add some depth there. Now, we do have Deep Virgin on the practice squad who's been with the Lions. Of course, he is with the Lions. You could activate him for some depth. You definitely could. Also, some notable free agents that I wrote down. Aqib Talib, he was with the Patriots before, so Matt Patricia, familiar a little bit there. Aqib Talib's also a guy the Patriots reached out to with this offseason. They offered him a $6 million deal to cover tight ends. He declined it, so I don't know if he'll come back. He's also 34 years old, I think, so I don't know if he'll come back. Sidney Jones, another guy, hasn't been great with Philadelphia, but was drafted pretty high. Again, is familiar with Corey Unlin. His career just hasn't gone as planned, but he is only 24 years old. Tremaine Johnson, possibly the top free agent that is still available in the cornerback market. Michael Jackson, a player that we traded to the Patriots. Didn't work out. We didn't get anything in return because he was released by the Patriots before the season started. But again, a guy that knows the system. AJ Green, not the receiver, but a guy that was a rookie this season. They're going to have to bring somebody in. I mean, I will keep you guys updated if they do, but if they can't have these guys healthy, they're going to have to bring in somebody because they can't rock with Amani, McCray, and Darryl Roberts. Heck, even if Okudah's there, probably they're going to have to add some depth heading into week 2 against Green Bay. Now, potentially, would the Lions go to more zone? Trubisky said they did. The reason they did is because they had all the injuries. Would the Lions go to more zone? Possibly. They're probably already working on strategies for that right now. But it's not looking good. Hopefully, Trufant and Coleman can be healthy by next week. I would say, based on other hamstring injuries, they probably won't be. They probably won't be back for next week, which is really, really unfortunate, seeing as to what the difference was between with them and without them against Mitchell Trubisky. A team that gave up 6 points through 3 quarters, and all of a sudden, you just completely melt down defensively. Sure, the offense didn't give you any help, but the defense couldn't get a stop either. And a lot of that has to do with the cornerback position just being completely washed up. So, will the Lions go sign someone? I would say, honestly, probably. And if they do, it's probably not good for Desmond Trufant and Justin Coleman because that means their injuries are probably probably at least serious enough to keep them out of next week, which is not good. And when we go through the game plan video, you will see why that is not good. So, I'll keep you guys updated. We'll see if the Lions go out and sign anybody. Will it be Jaylen Watkins? Will it be somebody else? Probably someone very, very soon if they're going to do it. They don't want to wait too long because he won't be active for the game if they wait too long. So, honestly, we could see a signing as soon as today. I would say the latest, maybe tomorrow. But the Lions may bring in a cornerback. We'll see. Hopefully, these guys get back and healthy. But as of now, it's not looking good based on other hamstring injuries we've seen and how long it usually takes to heal from them. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. I'm working on that game plan video. That will be out a little bit later today. And until next time, thank you for watching. And I'm out. Look at all these cool people. Look at all these cool Hall of Fame, All-Pro, and patrons. You guys are so awesome. Look how interesting. That's an interesting name. I've never seen one like that. I'm not saying that one out loud. We got some cool stuff here, man. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys want to be part of this? Click the join button. I appreciate you guys. Look, man, you guys are cool, man. I see you. Oh, I see you're not sneak. I see you down there, my boy.